You know what? Screw it. We're live right now anyway. So it's me, Tom Hayden here with the Week 8 Champions Path Draft League review. I'm here with United. United, say what's up to everyone one more time. And yeah, I'm excited to do this. I'm really excited to do this recap right now. So oh, so I just copied and pasted my Twitch. Let me send it in the now streaming and we'll get right into the first match. Alright, streaming Twitch. Paste. Boom. Paste here. Sent. Boom. All right, so we're all ready to go. Let's get right into it. The first match, we got my match, which was awesome. Oh god, this was a fun match, man. Me versus Koji. It was a 1-6 team against a 2-5 team, and this was a really close one. I gotta say, like, it really came down to the end of it, man. Because I got so cocky towards the end of game one, beginning of game two, and there was just a point where, so game one, he owned me. He owned me 90% of that game. He had a 4-on-1 matchup, and I somehow pulled it out of my ass and was able to come back with a 4-1 sweep on Hatterene once I got into Trick Room. All his Pokemon were low, so I was able to Dazzle Gleam. I was able to Expanding Force. I was able to put it away with a Mystical Fire on what's it called? On Eldegoss 2. The first time we saw Eldegoss all season, he tried to put me to sleep with Magic Bounce, with Sleep Powder, but Magic Bounce protected me. So there were so many things going on game one, and I was able to get the win after going back from him KO three of my Pokemon. I was able to get the 1-4 sweep, and I was so excited about that. Then the next game starts. I Dynamax, he Dynamax. I soak his Tentacruel. I max Overgrowth his Tentacruel. I get the KO, and Koji even messaged me like, "Dude, good game. I think you got me." And from that moment on, he kicked my ass. It felt like there was nothing I could do. He just crushed it from that moment on. His Tentacruel had 4 kills total in the 3 games. His Latias had 4 kills total in the 3 games. He dominated from that point on. The weakness policy Tentacruel is no joke. So I'm so happy I got rid of it game two. But he was still able to play around it and come back. And dude, it was just, this was a fun game, and the Excadrill, I gotta say, was his MVP. Because there was some points where I just couldn't do anything with it, man. It was awesome, man. And United, you watched this one, right? Dude, what did you think about all of it? It's rare. No! Time out, time out, time out. They say they can't hear you, and I don't know why, because it shows up on my end. When you talk, the audio bar moves. Well, like, sort of. Alright, so let me go to Discord, and I'm going to turn up your volume to the max. Is there? I gotta find the audio settings on Discord, maybe. Oh no, not hide chat. I just made this worse. Mute? No. What's the opposite of mute? All right, can you talk again? All right, I just turned the output volume up to 100. So, chat, who's on call tonight? United. I thought I said that in the beginning. United's with me today. Wait, can you guys hear him? No. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone then. Oh shit. All right, I shouldn't have done that. So let me go to Unitedaway. Start sharing my screen again. Window. Bup, bup, bup. And call him on here. I'm sorry, guys, for the technical issues. You know me. I'm just trying to get this on. All right. Can you hear me? Can you talk one more time?
Yep. Yo. Check.
Perfect. I hear you loud and clear. Chat.
Okay.
Look at the desktop audio on OBS, and United is coming through on my computer. Then it should show how loud he is. I can hear him now. I got my phone up to the laptop speaker now. So United, I'm so happy we got the audio working. But usually if the bar goes, I think it's good to go. But evidently I was wrong on this one. It was too low.
So we're good now.
I believe we're good now. Chat, can you just confirm it? I can hear him kinda, but it's fine. Alright, this is as loud as my phone goes. Yeah, it's better. It's good. Alright.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, so this was a crazy one. Like I was saying before,
Yeah,
the game
lost
one
all train of
reverse
thought.
had. What's
Sorry.
that?
You just lost all train of thought, so I appreciate you going back to where you started.
Yeah, no worries. The reverse hand race move, like I said, like you don't see that a lot. Like, I mean, like you said, some of the mons were kicked down a little low, but still, that was crazy. And you soaked the Tentacruel and you owe it. I was like, I thought it was over at that point. I really did, but the next turn, Latios landed a crit on
Yep.
KO. If it doesn't crit, and I think that won him the game because he was able to Will-O-Wisp Urilla, and it kind of just nerfed what it was doing. And
And to that
those two
point,
just kind of cleaned up game two.
I missed the critical hit because I'm such an asshole. I was dancing around like, oh, I finally won again. And I got so cocky, and Koji was able to take advantage and win this game just dominantly from that moment on. From the moment I KO'd Tentacruel on, he was like just Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you couldn't really get any damage on his instant when you were burned, and that thing just walled you.
Yeah.
So that was impressive on Koji's part. And then game three, he brought out and he still pushed through, and he picked up the winning game two or three.
Oh god, this was so much fun. And shout out Koji. You can watch his streams at Professor Koji, PROFKOJI on Twitch. He's a fun streamer. He's doing TCG stuff a lot. He works his ass off, so go check him out if you haven't. And United, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. All right, I thought you cut out for a second. I'm moving on to our next game, which is Bhanny versus KD. And do you want to start off with this one? What you got?
Yeah, sure. So this stipulation match in the East, they're both fighting for a playoff spot, and game one was really cool to see because we got to see week that were not stolen but borrowed the idea from us. Vaporeon discharge side, and so it was a max Vaporeon versus a max Spectrier, and the Spectrier actually still KO'd the Vaporeon, but he at one point he had a with mirror armor. So the way Max Phantasm drops a defense, it dropped Spectrier's defense. So it's the same concept of with Magic Bounce, but with like defense drops. And he was able to OHKO a Max Spectrier with the Brave Bird because of the defense drop, which was huge. So at that point, I was like, wow, like Behatty's sitting in such a good position. But Urshifu was able to come in the back and he cleaned up. Because he was running a scarfed Raichu, Behatty was, and it was in the Snarl, and his Dragapult was support. So it really couldn't do that much damage. He was able to pick up the win game one. KD did. He kind of came back. Game two was even crazier.
Crazy.
It came down at the end. It was a 2-on-1 Blacephalon versus.
I forget the two as well. I only wrote down what Blacephalon did.
It was Raikou and
Corviknight.
Raikou and Corviknight, and the mind he did the mind blown, and everybody fainted. All three Pokemon fainted, but since Blacephalon was faster than those two, it fainted first, kind of like in Parasol, whoever's the fastest.
Yep.
Faints first, and so Behatty won game two, even though KD killed
KD killed all the Pokemon on the court. KD cleared the court, but he cleared the court in the wrong
never
order.
seen that before.
Dude, I accidentally did that on ladder one time running Blacephalon, and it's just so demoralizing is the only word I could say for it. So I can't even imagine how KD felt in this moment where he thinks he won, and he just didn't.
And then game 3 was just more mirror armor shenanigans.
Corviknight was a
That
beast.
Corviknight was a big problem, even when you're not attacking it. He was doing max phantasms to the Lando, and he another Brave Bird just KO'd his max spec, and Lando late game put some EQs to take down his Blacephalon and Meowstic.
Dude, that Lando was able to get the Airstream and Quake boost, the speed and the special defense boost, which was just so freaking clutch in game 3, too. And wait, what did KD just said? Not gonna lie, I was salted and knew I wasn't gonna win game 3. And dude, it's the mentals play such a big part of Pokemon, man. It's crazy to see. It's really crazy to see how much the mental, because Bhanny just never quit, and KD was like, after that mind blown, it's hard not to mentally quit. So I feel with you, bro. That's oh god.
And once that lander starts snowballing and bulking up, if you don't have a water ice move, it could be pretty difficult.
Exactly. Yeah, this was a great match to watch, and you can check it out on Bhanny27 on Twitch. And
shout out to both these guys. Bhanny's making a run for that. He's trying to sneak in, and I think KD still has a chance. They both have they're both still have a chance this last week, but they made it that much closer. That playoff race is that much closer.
yeah, we keep talking about the playoff race. I got the standings after all the matches. I probably should have included the team records at this point, but now I'm building up anticipation to see the standings. But
yeah,
with that, we're on to the next match, which was Jolt versus Caleb. And dude, I watched Caleb's stream. You can watch it at My Name is Caleb 1538, I believe is the numbers. I'm sorry if I got the numbers wrong. Let me go look it up. Because I don't want to get the numbers wrong. My name is Caleb731. My name is Caleb731 is his Twitch. You could go watch him there. He streams Clash of Clans all the time. And he got I hate to say, Jolt was dominating this match. Jolt took advantage of the Misty Seed from his Tapu Fini. If Caleb had a flying move on Drifloon, the game would have been different because the Virizion was just able to take over game 1. The Virizion beat up strategy was just too much for Caleb to handle. And game 2 is a little similar at the beginning. You know, it's just like Caleb dealt with the Virizion a little bit better, but it was too little too late at that point. And I got to say, Jolt played great. Jolt played his ass off. And I just checked the standings before. Jolt's in second place right now. So he set himself up very nicely. Caleb's one of the teams that's eliminated with me, Professor Koji, and we got some teams on the bottom of the East that are out of it right now. But to see Jolt play the way he did and try to earn his playoff spot and secure a spot in the playoffs is awesome, man.
Yeah, I actually like some of the stuff that Caleb brought this week. The flying move on Driploon would have been clutch, but he had a check for the Thievel beat up. I mean, he had Haze, and he hazed away all the beat up at one point. But then Jolt had that Thievel that just taunted his Driploon, and then he couldn't haze anymore, and it kind of shut that down. And like you said, the Flame Orb on his Conkeldurr wouldn't pop. With the Misty Terrain, and there was at one point where he hit a Mach Punch, and it came close to KO, but it didn't KO. You have to think maybe if he was Iron Fist there, would that have KO'd? If he, you know what I mean? Instead of wasting an item and being burned and having your attack halved. Oh no, he wasn't burned actually, but Iron Fist would have strengthened that Mach Punch
instead of
so you
depending on the Flame Orb.
Those little things like that. I mean, but that's no shot on Joel. Joel played well. I mean, he won 2-0, and if you look at the kill count, you just see 7 eliminations from Virizion and then Celesteela. So it was an impressive one for sure.
Once Caleb dealt with the Virizion game 2 with that haze, it was just again too little, too late. I felt so bad watching this one. I was like, yeah, I don't think there's anything I would know what to do in that situation. You know, Jolt just prepped well, and sometimes you see that, man. Sometimes it just comes down to, the prep just. You might prep for everything, but something just doesn't go your way, and boom, that's it. So, Caleb should keep his head up. He played his ass off. He played great. And I think he's streaming Clash of Clans. So go check us out. My name is Caleb731. And with that, we're on to the next match, which you guys just all watched. Oh, there we go. Lil Smurf versus Proto. Smurf just won 2-0. This was awesome to watch. The Trick Room Ice Horse was hard to stop game one. Proto got the burn, so that was clutch, but it was a 1 versus 4 melodic that just took way too long. We were like, we saw the timer come up. It was taking so long. And yeah, game two was just the Ice Horse put in work. And at one point, we were even saying, like, wait, what's going on? Why did he double up into Electivire? Bhanny said the same thing in the chat, and Smurf just goes, weakness policy. And then next thing you know, Zapdos activated the Glass Ice Horse's weakness policy. Boom goes the Dynamite. Smurf was able to take the 2-0 victory against Proto. And I would say, Proto, keep your head up because Smurf was just kicking ass today. And that was a fun match to watch. You could go watch it at Bum Trash Garbage on Twitch.
Yeah, Smurf brought it today.
Brought it.
I was still impressed with Proto. I mean, it's still his
So
third.
impressed.
Was that his third week?
I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, he's still proving to be a good player. I was a little shocked though because when he played Koji, he ran a half Trick Room team, like it was half and half. At preview screen, you weren't sure which way he was going. So if you're looking at Smurf's team, like his team composition, and you see things jump out, you see Dusclops, you see Glastrier, you know at some point he's going to go Trick Room. So I mean, maybe it would have been a little different if he just leaned his team into Trick Room and let him get Trick Room up. He could have shenanigans or some room service to underspeed Glastrier because he has Rhyperior. So maybe that was something he did look into, and he just didn't think it was there's too many variables playing into it. But hey, Smurf played well. I think I actually picked Proto last week to be. He proved me wrong. So I played Smurf in Rose Tower this week too, and he beat me in a Rose Tower match. So Smurf's a good player. My God, that thing is a freaking wall and a half. It's like Ferrothorn number 2.
Dude, for real, Smurf is really freaking good, man. So yeah, Proto just took this team, and he got to keep his head up, man, because he's been running into some tough matchups recently. But tell United room service is too big brain. Katie says it's too big brain. Dude. Yeah, room service, Iron Ball, and stuff like that is fun for Trick Room teams, man. If you just like, because who's gonna expect you to devote a move to the speed control? Not many people. They expect Life Orb or Weakness Policy on like on some Trick Room mods. But if you hit them with the room service or the Iron Ball and just guarantee you go first in Trick Room, that's a fun strategy, man. It really is.
Because in like draft league too, it's like with your team, sometimes you don't have a check for a certain mon, so it's like, well, then maybe I could just lean into it. It's just a thought. I mean, not saying you had to do it or anything. It was just something that came into my mind.
No, it's a fun thought, and that's why I like doing these because then everyone gets to hear different perspectives and whatnot. So like that might not be something like you gave me the idea for the swamp early on. You were like, Choice Scarf Rillaboom would have outspent everything on my team. I'm like, what the fuck? How did I think of that? But sometimes that happens, and that's the draft league for you, man. That's why I like doing this, trying to get everyone involved. We got 8 people watching right now. It says we got 8 viewers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jolt, Snom, and Katie. Those are the most recent people in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So, with that, we're gonna be on to the next game, which was you versus Silverman. Take it away.
Yeah, so this was a huge one. Silver was on a 4-game win streak, and he started out 0-3. He made some changes, and he won his last 4 matches. He was ranked 3 in the power ranking, so I knew I had my work cut out for me. Basically, I've watched all the matches he had streamed, and basically my thoughts were when I was building my team around it was I noticed he has a Gothitelle with Shadow Tag, and he likes to switch out any Pokemon whatever is going to help his board position. But with Shadow Tag there, you can't make any switches. So I knew going in, I had to find a lead that I could be comfortable with, not needing to switch out of. I could pivot with the 2 mods on the field. So I came up with I wanted to do a tailwind because he's going to go rain, and tailwind doubles all my speed, so I wouldn't have to worry about his rain just kind of overpowering me. And I'm looking through these moves, and I see that Obstagoon gets quick guard. And I'm like, holy crap. So I just slapped the quick guard on Obstagoon, and so he tried to fake out my Talonflame. I just mashed his Tailwind. And after that, it just kind of got crazy because Obstagoon, for some reason, they gave him like a ridiculous amount of support moves. I had Taunt and Thunder Wave on him. And it was like ridiculous the moves I could put on him. But game one, he went for an ally switch turn 2, and I wound up thunder waving his Gothitelle instead of his Kingdra, and but it actually worked out because then I didn't care about a switch in the next turn. I knew he couldn't protect his Gothitelle, so then that was basically like my strategy. I wanted to hammer his Mons, and I didn't care about a switch in because you're switching in and you're gonna get rocked. Like that was like my plan going in.
I love
He
that.
missed a crucial.
No, I was just saying I
meteor.
love that. Yeah.
And at first, I thought it was going to my Duraludon. I on Assault Vest, and I would have lived at 1% on a high roll. But when I rewatched the match today, taking notes on it, and he would have KO'd the Dracovish. But
wait, can you repeat that? You cut out real quick.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought he was going after my Duraludon, like when I was playing the match out. And my Duraludon was Assault Vest, so it would have lived one Draco Meteor on because at full health on a high roll, it lived at 1% on a high roll, which is crazy. Shout out to Arceus for that calc. He is the fucking wizard at that shit. But he actually went up to my Dracovish and he missed. So that actually was a huge miss.
Yeah.
And they just cleaned up. And Dracovish and Duraludon cleaned up.
Strong combo.
Game 2 was the same strat as me, but he didn't max Kingdra off the rip, and I was still able to get my Tailwind off. And then I just started kind of thunder waving everything. He kept switching a lot, and I felt bad messaging him after because he had like 4 paralyzes, and like one of them was like his Kingdra maxed on turn 1, and another one was like a crucial. 2 of them were Snorlax turns that weren't crucial because he was going to yawn a protected Mon, but the other 2 were like big turns that really shifted game 2 really into my favor. And that guy messaged him. I was like, dude, I feel bad about that because he got Trick Room up game 2, and I was just trying to stall it out. And like the paralyzes definitely helped me stall out a full 5 turns. And late game, I just maxed. It was max Zard, and I guarded, and his Kingdra and my Obstagoon died to Parasong, and then it was a Snorlax versus a Zard, and I just hit him with a max Dragon to drop his attack, and he was already Thunder Waved, and then I just hit him with Wildfire, and that was it. I felt bad. It didn't feel good in a way because, like, I mean, I paralyzed him a lot. I mean, I won. But like,
dude, it's all a roll of the dice. That's all I could say to anyone that complains about RNG and getting paralyzed or getting full confusions. And it just, it's all a roll of the dice, man. And that's why those moves are so valuable. That's what makes those moves an added value.
Yeah, like I was doing the Thunder Wave thing to. I wasn't doing it to. It was more about speed control. I mean, the paralyzes were obviously huge helps, but it was more for me with speed control. That's the way I was using it.
Yeah, and sometimes you get lucky and get that full para.
Oh yeah, God. That's for sure.
Oh God, I gotta rewatch this match because this is one of the few matches I didn't get to take notes on, but this was a fun one, man, against 2 of the better teams in the East. So everyone, I recommend going to check this out at Unitedaway on Twitch. Go check out his Twitch and give him a follow because he's awesome. And then at Silver Broom on Twitch as well. So all right, on to the next one. This match just happened, and we did not get a stream of it, but number 17 was able to beat not Tank, Anti. Sorry about that. Anti 2-0. And dude, this was a big match for the standings because do you want to tell us what this meant for you?
Yeah, I was taking a peek before the match, and I was talking to you when we were doing a little sound check, and I was like, dude, if Anti loses, I don't even. If he loses, I think I clinch a first round bye in the playoffs, and I don't. I think even if he lost 2-1, but he wound up losing 2-0, and that officially clinches a first round bye in the playoffs for me, which
Let's
is
fucking go.
huge.
Huge.
I'm so hyped about that. So
You
hyped.
should be. You should be so fucking proud of yourself, man. That's fucking awesome. It really
Yeah,
is.
man.
Oh god, dude, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, it's good, but I don't want to steal over the spotlight of 17. You know, I mean he won 2-0. I mean
That's a big
Anti
win.
was killing it this season.
Yeah,
I mean he was no joke. So I don't want to overshadow
17's
my
win.
playoff clinch or round bye, but shout out to 17, man, because I played him last week and I 2-0'd him and he rolled right back and he beats one of the top end East players 2-0. Like that's huge right there.
Yeah, anyone could beat anyone on any week. I really believe that, man. And 17, I want to ask more about this match next time I talk to one of these guys. But shout out both of these competitors for playing great this season. And I'm so happy we got them in this league. All right, next match. We're in the first match in the West, and this was Jade versus Tank. And you want to start us off? I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, sure. So Jade took this one 2-0. I'd say it was a little unlucky on Tank's part
Yeah.
because his strategy going in was pretty cool. He was running another Milotic this game, but this was a cool strat. He was just running coils and he was going to try and hypnosis some of Jade's mons, and key hypnosis is coil, which is a little unlucky.
Yeah, dude.
And
Oh god, you feel so bad.
yeah, it's a gamble.
The
But
same with
if
the
it
full
works, I
powers
mean,
and confusions. You know, it's on the same end. You just miss hypnosis sometimes.
yeah. And then he finally lands a hypnosis on Jade's max seismitoad. And don't you know the thing wakes up turn one and kills his max Lando with a hailstorm? It's like,
God.
I mean,
I'm
you're
sorry I'm
we're
laughing,
laughing
Tank.
because
It's
it's a
ridiculous.
bad roll.
It's just so unlucky. You got to feel for him there. And, oh, God, man. Yeah, and Torkoal on Jade's end was able to KO Morpeko turn one easily with an Earth Power. And it just felt like Jade was taking control of this one, and Tank was just getting unlucky. And Jade's such a good player that he's able to take advantage of any unlucky rolls you get.
I agree.
Oh, and Snom in the chat said, the Snomerator, by the way. Shout out Snom for getting promoted to moderator. I'm so proud of him. Snomerator. He said, Tank is officially eliminated. So that's upsetting, you
Ah,
know. You hate to see that. But Jade's playoff hopes are probably still alive, and the West is so close, man. So Tank, keep your head up, because sometimes you just get a bad roll of the dice, and that's what happened this week.
oh, I want to shout out another strat that Tank had with that Milotic, which was so cool that you never see.
Yes.
He had a flame orb on his Milotic because he ran
Yeah.
Marvel scale boost your defense if you have a status. Dude, his Milotic was so beefy.
And can
And
pack a punch.
game two he did a speed swap with his Milotic and Pheromosa, which was so sick. And then Jade just switches in Seismitoad with Water Absorb. Like Jade had counters for the cool tech. So
Yeah.
I mean that's no surprise because like you said, Jade's a very good player.
Yeah, and the other Melodic, we saw it get competitive boost. So Melodic's just coming in clutch with both its abilities this week. Shout out
Yeah,
Melodic.
that
This was
thing's crazy.
Melodic week on the Champions Path Draft League. You'll love to see it. You'll absolutely love to see it. All right, the second match in the West. Talking about the Snomerator. Here he is. He was able to beat Tyros 2-0. And dude, Snom with that Mudsdale own tempo swagger strats. He just self swaggers and he's able to just get the snowball rolling and get it rolling quick, man. God damn, this is a scary combo. Because then he doesn't even use the Reggie Gigas wheezing a lot. Because he's, you know? Oh God, man. Tyros prepped well, but Snom was just able to overpower him with that Mudsdale, man. And Tyros, shout out Tyros for Swords Dance Physical Duraludon, because that's not something I've ever thought of really, because Duraludon is such a high special attack. So shout out Tyros for that one.
Dude, his Mudsdale was +6 attack
In both games.
game. It was both games.
Yeah.
Dude, Snom's so smart. Like, so you see game one, and you just see the swagger. And if I'm Tyros, I would have done the same exact thing. So he gets rolled by the +6 Mudsdale. So he sees the lead of Tornadus and Mudsdale. He's like, okay, I'm seeing the swagger coming. So he led a Kartana to try and knock out or do some big damage to Mudsdale. Snom heat waves turn one with his Tornadus, and he KOs his Kartana, and then he swaggers. Like,
he thought of everything.
Such a good check. Yeah, he thought of everything. He had it. Like, it was such a smart check.
And wait, I want to shout out the weakness policy Turtonator though too.
Oh, dude, you're right. That thing did some work.
And if he got a critical hit on the Zapdos, if he got a critical hit on Snom Zapdos, he would have won the game. Because he would have won game 2. It was really that close.
Yes, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's what I had to say. It was really that close.
Yeah, it was Turtonator versus Electivire and Zapdos in the back. Yep. And his Turtonator lived a Thunderbolt and an Earthquake. And I remember I watched Tyros' stream, and he was like, oh, maybe if I get a double crit, I'll win. So he hits a Heat Wave. He KOs the Electivire, and the Zapdos had like 4% health. They were both in green.
Yeah, no, they were both in green at the start of the turn. And Zapdos went to red quick. Dude, it was.
Yeah, so it says 2-0, but Tyros did put up a good. I mean, the first match. How do you know he's going to bring that strat when you see Regigigas and Weezing? Snom's got a scary team, man. You don't know what he's bringing. Even at preview screen, you don't know what he's bringing.
Snom's team is so freaking scary, man. And now that you know this own tempo, he loves doing the self swagger with an own tempo Mudsdale. He loves doing that. So that's what you prep for now. And he has so many other combos on his team that could make you pay if you don't prep for them too. So shout out Snom. Shout out the promotion to moderator too. That's awesome, man. So the Zapdos he's saying, the Electivire he has. So there's a lot of Pokemon on his team that are crazy. And yeah, this was a great one. Shout out Tyros. He's moving to Japan soon. That's freaking incredible. But
yeah, it's awesome.
Freaking incredible. All right, so on to the next match. We got Pops versus Bananers, two of my favorite coaches in the league, two of my favorite logos. The Bananers Atlanta Dunsparce logo is just fucking hysterical. It just makes me laugh every time I look at it. But yo, Bananers was able to get the surprise win. And you can go watch Pops' stream at Pops VGC. He's an awesome streamer. His streams are some of my favorite in the league. And dude, watching him, he had the drift blim that was the gyro ball, but it was so quick. Gyro ball does nothing to self proc his Tapu Bulu's weakness policy. He has the damage calc wizard. It was so much fun to watch. He had the Marowak with the lightning rod, expecting Bananers to use lightning moves in game 2 too. There was just so much going on in this game that after watching game 1, I was so surprised Bananers was able to take game 2 and 3. Because Pops dominated game 1. And then next thing you know, Bananers was just able to make the right adjustments. And he saved a sludge. He didn't show he had Sludge Bomb on Gengar until game 3. When he waited for Pops to Dynamax, Sludge Bombed the Tapu Bulu and was able to one-hit KO it with a Gengar that wasn't Dynamax, man. So shout out Bananers, because this was just an impressive win overall to me. Bananers absolutely killed it. Kid, you killing it, man. So, Pops, keep your head up, though, man, because this was a tough matchup. I felt like it was just a bad matchup Pokemon-wise. You prepped well, you did good strategies, you had good calcs, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, it was cool to see that we got to see the debut of Tapu Bulu. It was this week, and he said in his stream, he was trying to hold off on this strat. He wanted to save it for the playoffs. He wanted to catch somebody off guard, and he said that his matchup was kind of like so crappy that he kind of he was kind of forced. His hand was forced. He had to use it.
Yeah,
and he said he didn't really. He had a lot of stuff going on it in person this week, so he didn't have as much time to prep. So I mean, maybe that's why he just threw it in because he knew that was like a working strat. But I picked up all 4 kills in game 1. I agree, but I didn't watch this one live. I remember, or I watched game 1 and I had to go do something. So I remember rewatching. I'm like, dude, how did he lose? And it was like the classic, you look at I'll make a football reference. You see a defense in the red zone, and game 2, his adjustment was Clefairy and Thunderous, and his Clefairy barely lived on. And it was just enough for his Thunderous to get some airstream boost. And once that thing was just kind of cleaned up in late game 2. And game 3, Bananers read a double ally switch. And I remember Pop saying, Pop said, I have not double ally switched all season. He's not going to think I'm doing this. And shout out to Bananers. Bananers read it, and hey, he beat it. He beat a tough opponent. So I was really impressed by Bananers. He also beat me this year. So Bananers has played very well.
Yo, Bananers is so freaking good. And I want to shout out, I wrote down that Drifloon got hit with a Shadow Ball at full health from Gengar and lived at 9 HP in game 2 and 11 HP in game 3. So the calcs are really on point in this one. So
Wow.
Pops was like really calced it out to survive a hit. And it's just like, oh my God, dude, that's awesome to watch. It really was, man. All right, on to the next.
It was good.
All right, sorry. Yeah, so we're on to the next one. This one was a 2-0 victory for Fox. This was actually one of the matches I missed. So United, I'm gonna let you take this one away.
Yeah, sure. So this was a crazy one. This was the battle of number 2 power rankings. Is the curse real?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It kind of because Fox picked up the 2-0 win. I was so surprised going into the match. You see, Yama's team is centered around Rain, and Fox didn't bring Gastrodon. So Fox is so smart, though. If you're prepping against it, he's probably thinking in his head, he thinks I'm bringing Gastrodon, and Fox is like, I'm not even gonna bring it. The way he handled the Rain, he was maxing Spectrier and just max striking Kingdra to slow down all his Rain, which was really smart. And then he also had Roto Mo with Electro Web, which in game 1, Kingdra and Urshifu, and they were both in like red health, and Electro Web actually got the double KO late game. And game two, I thought Yama was going to battle back because he KO'd Spectrier turn 1 with a max darkness. Fox thought he was going to live, and he KO'd himself.
Oh God!
And so then he switches in Rotom, and he close combats Mind Shell close combats to Urshifu, and Rotom hits Urshifu, and then that gets KO'd. So that was a crazy turn because both Dynamaxes go down 1-2, just like that. I think if he would have protected there, if he would have read that he was possibly doubling up, I think Yama could have forced a game 3 because Fox was in a really bad situation, but he was able to get out of it like that because he worked, which was crazy. And then after that, the end game sort of ended with he had Galvantula, and Yama had his Galvantula, and it was so funny. Fox threw in his Rhyperior, and he's like, I got AV on it. I hope it lives. I hope it lives. And he pulled out Energy Ball, and he lived, and his Rhyperior lived because he had Assault Vest. And it was so funny in the chat, and Fox was like, AV mattered, and then the Rock Slide picked up the win, KO'ing his Galvantula.
And dude, shout out Fox because I wish I got to meet him while I was in Vegas. It just wasn't in the cards, as he said, which is such an awesome little pun for Vegas. But it was just like, oh God, he's so smart with this shit, man. If watch all his streams if you can at Fox Gopher, and then also check out Yamagoo, YAMAGUU on Twitch too, because both these guys stream, and both of these guys are awesome to watch. And dude, Fox is just one of the best battlers we got. He's the season 1 champ, Season 2 runner-up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a run in this playoffs again. So he's one of those guys you got to watch out for.
Yeah, shout out Yama. Take it on the chin and keep moving. I mean, you lost to a good player.
One of the
played
best.
Well. You had a chance to take it to a game 3. You didn't play bad.
Yeah,
Fox is a great player.
There's 11 matches every week. A lot of them are streamed. I just wasn't able to catch this one, and I regret it. This is one of the ones I want to sit down and watch with some popcorn, though, because the number one power rank against whatever Fox was power ranked, he's always a little too modest. I always think he should be a little higher than he is. But Jade brought up a great point in the chat. Fox played us all. He's going to be number 1 this week, and he's playing Caleb. Caleb's, no offense to Caleb, he has one of the worst records in the East right now with me. Me and him are down at the bottom of the East, so it's like, if Caleb does win, it'll be one of the biggest upsets we've seen this entire season. So the number 1 curse looks like it's going to be over. Oh, wow. This is just incredible all around. Shout out Yama, shout out Fox, and shout out the curse in the number 1 slot in the power rankings.
I thought Yama was going to be the curse breaker. I passed it down to him. We're 0 for 2.
Ah. All right. And on to the next one. We got Arceus versus Andrew. And so this was one of the matches that wasn't streamed as well. And Jax versus Alpaca was streamed, but I got notes from Jax. So do you want to take this one? Because I know you got notes from Arceus.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, so Arceus took. I prep with Arceus every week, and
I love that.
Andrew was able to beat me 2-1, and I said, get me some revenge, please, because Andrew gave it to me pretty good.
I just want to interrupt. You guys are a scary prep combo because you guys are both good at this game. You guys both prep well each and every week. So just knowing that you're playing one of you two, it's scary. You know, like you guys are a good combo, and I want to shout out both of you guys. You guys are awesome.
He's a man. I love prepping with him, and we kind of like gel. Like he kind of understands. Like we kind of bring two separate parts to our prep, so it works really well. I enjoy prepping with him every week.
And if you're in the league, find yourself a prep partner, man. It's once you find a good one, it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so like he sent me. So this wasn't streamed, but he sent me some notes, and it was cool. You see, game 1, Latios and Latias both tailwinded, which is kind of cool. It's funny what Arceus is so. He thinks of like all these like little minuscule things, and he let Grimmsnarl. Andrew did, so he was like, "I wonder what he's gonna do with this Grimmsnarl." So he literally quick attacked with his Ninetales onto the Grimmsnarl, predicting it was trick eject button, and it was. Like, how would somebody think of that? Like, that's the level that Arceus is on. I'm like, dude, you're a damn wizard for that one.
For real.
Yeah, dude. And then so after that, Andrew, a couple turns later, wound up maxing Mimikyu, and it got put to sleep by Arceus's Venusaur, but it woke up turn 1 and it KO'd his Venusaur. And then Arceus wound up maxing Latios, and it KO'd Andrew's Rillaboom, and his Ninetales KO'd Mimikyu. His Grimmsnarl, it was wound up being Grimmsnarl versus Arceus's Latios and Ninetales endgame, and they just doubled up on it. And the burn from a flamethrower wound up taking him out for game 1. And game 2, it was the same leads, but Andrew did a tricked his Blacephalon. He tricked Arceus's Blacephalon instead of Thunder Waving it like he did in game 1.
Oh wow!
Because game 1 he did a Shadow Ball with Life Orb, and Arceus is similar. I would compare him to Pops with his calculations. He does them so precise. It's so like whole invest is just enough as that he needs, and then he'll put that into bulk or something else. So he had it calculated to KO the Latias, and so that was a really smart adjustment on Andrew's part. He just took away the Life Orb, and his Latios was able to live a Shadow Ball from Blacephalon. I thought that was really cool. And then, next to him, he Ice Beamed and eject buttoned out the Grimmsnarl, though. Adios just shot it right back out. His Venusaur came in, and Arceus switched also into Ninetales to get the chlorophyll activate. It's kind of crazy he has a Venusaur, and you haven't really seen it much this season from him. So he's kind of starting to lean into it more, which is cool. And he said he slept the Latios, but he said at that point the game really dragged on. It kind of went really long. They alternated between sleep powders and thunder waves with his grim snarl. And at one point he said at one point I literally had to reset the sun. But Arceus is a madman. He was running nasty plot on his Ninetales. He got 2 nasty plots off.
That's scary.
And he said eventually Latios fainted from poison via a sludge bomb from his Venusaur. He brought in his Mimikyu and he maxed Starfall to Venusaur to stop the sleep powders. And he wound up stalling out his max and he sacked off his Latios. Bucephalon came in when Mimikyu was out of max and the terrain was still up, so he got a free KO with the max flare. And then at the end game, it was Rillaboom coming in to change the terrain. He T-waved his Bucephalon and he wood hammered, but his Ninetales was +4.
Oh wow!
Without the sun, his Ninetales was +4, no sun, but it still KO'd an Assault Vest Rillaboom, which is crazy. That's so crazy.
And Snom just said in the chat, Arceus is 3-1 since his losing streak, so that's crazy right now. If he was in the East,
Yeah.
he'd be in playoff contention.
Which is crazy, yeah. And then that was it. He cleaned up again. Grimmsnarl didn't have an attacking move, so he also, after he KO'd the Rillaboom, he just hit the Grimmsnarl, and that was it.
Oh, wow, man. Yeah, shout out both these guys. I love Andrew's roster because he has a similar roster to me with the Rillaboom and Colossus combo. And these guys are both great competitors. Again, Arceus being 3-1 since his losing streak to start the season is so impressive. And I'm so happy for him, man. That is, like, so incredible. So that it literally could happen. Anyone could start 0-3, 0-4, and then go 3-1, 4-1. It can happen, man. And Arceus is proof perfect of that. So I love to see it.
Yeah, Arceus wouldn't be a player I'd want to come up against, because it's no fun playing against the crazy stuff he stirs up. It's so funny. He'll just send me a message like midweek and be like, "I was thinking about doing this." I'm like, dude, and it works. He does it.
Let's fucking go. So that you love to see it. And shout out Andrew again for his awesome roster. And this one again, I wish I could have watched it, but those notes are awesome, man. And this one you actually can watch at Z Alpacalypse on Twitch. But when I was doing my prep today, Jack sent me some notes, and I was like, you know what? Instead of watching it, I'm gonna use Jax's notes because we're gonna hear Jax's perspective instead of Alpaca's. So that's cool. I like that. If you don't stream and you want to send me any information, please send it over. I will be glad to read it on here. And Jax versus Alpaca from Jax's perspective. As I prepped, there were a few things I wanted to watch out for. One was I wanted to stop Trick Room from Porygon, and that could be accomplished with Tots. 2, I wanted to make sure I could deal damage to the threats of Excadrill, Gigalith, Virizion, and Togekiss. And Cinderace, Galarian, Moltres, and Aerodactyl were the 3 I was using. 3 was control the power race. With strong physical tappers, I knew Charm would be high priority, and as I have Stoutland, I wanted to do something unexpected. However, instead of Sand Rush, I just used Intimidate ability, automatic attack lowering. So Jax was like, yo, I gotta stop his physical attackers. I'm a Charm and Intimidate, get -3 right off the rip. So that's like awesome prep immediately. You'd love to see that shit. And so Jax won 2-1 in this game, and he kicked my ass season 2, man. And ever since he kicked my ass season 2, it's like, oh shit, this is one of those guys you really got to watch out for, because he could beat you any freaking week. But game 1, I led Cinderace and Moltres G. It was my most versatile lead against all his threats. And he led Arcanine with Intimidate and Jellicent with Cursed Body. The Jellicent was unexpected. I just used a combination of dark moves to remove Arcanine from the field and get damage on Jellicent with Fiery Wrath. Doing this let him get Trick Room up for the Gigalith. Turn 2, I didn't want to proc the weakness policy, so I repeated the dark moves, and Gigalith removed Moltres with Rockfall. This allowed me to remove Jellicent. Yeah, so, oh wow. and Alpaca won game 1. So like the Gigalith was just too much for Jax to handle. He's like, I wasn't done. I did all 3 games because at this point I was like, dude, this is awesome info. Thank you so much. You're sending me all this info. I appreciate it. He's like, dude, you didn't even get a third of the info yet. Let me go. So game 2, he started with Cinderace and Moltres. And then Alpaca started with Surfetch and Arcanine. Turn 1, I figured Sucker Punch and Fiery Wrath would be sufficient to out Surfetched, which it was as he snarled with Arcanine. The same combination, however, did not work for Jellicent and left it on 1 HP as he got Trick Room up and Switch and Gigalith. So at this point, it doesn't look good for Jax. At this point, I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my god, how is Jax going to come back? I know the Gigalith put in work game 1. And Jax was able to just freaking take it, man. Because over the next 2 turns, after he crit Rockfall on my Aerodactyl, the being brought to Sash by Gigalith. And we're taken out. Turn 1, a Trick Room remained. Now, I was left with Drampa, knowing that I would be faster than Gigalith outside of the Trick Room, protect and go second. As he snarled and Rock Slide, I protected. I had to rely on Heat Wave to pick up both kills on both Pokemon with low HP. At this point in the battle, I was successful, and his last Pokemon was Jellicent, which he quickly dispatched via Energy Ball. And much to my surprise, I came back from a 3-1 down mod advantage to win Game 2. Dude, that's
Crazy.
awesome. That's so awesome to hear. And again, you can watch this at Z Alpacalypse on Twitch. Again, I did not watch it, but I might now after reading Jax's, what's it called? Detailed reading. In Game 3, Jax, I decided to switch things up and not lead Cinderace, but lead Aerodactyl and Moltres, which, by the way, is just a scary bird lead. Just you don't want to see those two flapping their wings in front of you. And then he led Gigalith and Arcanine. He switched out Arcanine for P2, Dynamax Gigalith, Rockfall, Moltres. Fiery Wrath and Rock Slide from Arrow did a nice chunk of damage to both the mons. Turn 2, Max Cinderace eliminate the P2 with a Max Flare, risking losing to Gigalith. However, he attacked Aerodactyl, luckily, bringing it down to Sash. So the Sash Aerodactyl is clutch too because it doesn't die to Sandstorm, I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Turn 3, he Jax beat Arcanine and damage to Gigalith once again. Now Gigalith was out of his max, knocked out from a Steel Spike and Rock Slide from Aerodactyl. And Alpaca's last mon was Jellicent, took out Aerodactyl with a Water Spout, and then Drampa was able to beat him with 2 Energy Balls. And Jax was able to take the victory 2-1. And this sounds like an awesome freaking battle to watch, man. Like, holy moly. This was a close one, man.
I feel for
Alpaca.
in this one.
For real.
He said this is the first week he brought Water Spout on his Jellicent instead of, I think it was Scald. I think he said Scald. And so that end game game 2 was crazy with the Drampa beat was 3-on-1. He had Shadow Ball on his Jellicent, but Jellicent's Shadow Ball doesn't affect Drampa. It has no effect, so he couldn't hit it with that. So he hit a Water Spout, and Drampa was in like either just about to be red or like orangey, like with the health bar. He was like red or like ready to be red, and it put him either at red or like about to be red. It just didn't do enough, and then he was able to clean up. That was a tough one for him to take. But I really liked what Jax did. I don't know if he did this on purpose. It sounds from his notes he did. He was running Unnerve on Aerodactyl, and that really screwed up Alpaca wanting to set Trick Room. He didn't bring Trick Room on P2. His Trick Room center this week was only Jellicent, but it was also running the Culver Berry. He was switching in Aerodactyl with Unnerve, and he was able, the one game was able to take out the Jellicent because it couldn't eat the berry.
As someone who loves berries, you hate to see that. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one, man. It was a good one.
Who did we see a couple weeks ago with a T-Tar Unnerve instead of Sandstream?
Oh,
that was Yama.
The sneaky snake.
That was Yama.
Oh, that was Yama. No, might have been Yama, but Koji did it to me as well.
Oh, Koji did it to you. Yeah, that was it too. So we've seen a couple of people run Unnerve where you just don't see it, because berries are so clutch sometimes when you know you're going to get hit with a super effective. Oh, it was Koji.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Snom Raider saying it was Koji, so I think it was Koji. And that's the reason I ran Unnerve, because he saw someone else doing it. Oh, you love to see it.
I think Jax played it really well though because he sees a Gigalith coming in, setting the Sandstorm. He maxed his Cinderace all 3 matches, but it wasn't G max, so he could change the weather when he wanted to.
I love that.
Which I thought was very smart.
Yeah, which is probably a game-winning decision.
Yeah, it was a smart play for sure.
Holy shit, that's awesome. And those are all 12 matches this week, man. That's awesome. And after that, we got the predictions tab. Let me move that around real quick. And I got to add the most recent ones. So let me go back to the screen. So I got to add one more loss from me. One more loss for Fox. Because let me give you guys a little behind the scenes. When I added up the predictions, there were 2 matches left that weren't happened yet. Proto and Anti. Both of those matches happened. And luckily for me, to make it easy, everyone picked the same people. Snom went 10-2, by the way, on predictions this week. Shout out Snom.
Oh my god.
You want Snom picking you in the predictions. But everyone picked Proto and Anti. So it's very easy. Now that Proto lost, I gotta add in the losses for Arceus 2. Where's Arceus' name? Yeah, Arceus went 9-3 in predictions. So we had some really good predictions this week. Some people are getting to know the competitors, and it's awesome to see. I thank you all for participating in the predictions too. And I missed United and Bhanny's. I completely forgot to go to the stream for that, so I got to add him in next week. Pops pick, yeah. So next week I'm gonna update these with who Bhanny and United picked. Bhanny and then United. I don't even have a bar for you, so I'll add a bar for you. I'll make.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll take a little gap in here. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll make it look pretty next time. But dude, shout out Snom for the highest prediction. Oh, let me get that off the screen. But yeah, this was shout out everyone for the predictions. Who's doing the best overall percentage wise? It's got to be Snom, I think.
Let me look here.
Yeah, Snom and Fox. Shout out both of them. So if you and Arceus is doing very well too. Bhanny's above 500. Tyros above 500. So again, if you see the predictions tab, you want those guys picking you. That's a good sign. They pick you. And I got the week 7 scores up on top, and I got the week 8 scores below. Yeah, I didn't pick week 7. I was busy. I picked week 8 though. 7-5, I'll take it. I'm below 500 for the year, so I want to get above 500. But it is what it is. And again, shout out each and every one of you for making predictions. I appreciate that. And then let's go right into the East standings, man. So this is not updated with the anti and the 17 game. This is not updated with the Proto and the whoever he played, who I already forget. Holy crap. How did I forget who he's playing already?
Anti played 17.
And then who did Proto play?
Proto played Smurf.
Smurf, that's who he played. The Sitting Ducks. Oh no, the Windows P2. But yeah, dude, so that's another win. Oh no, neither of these got Anti got a win, right?
Yeah, no, Anti got 2-0'd by
So Smurf
17, number 17.
Oh, I just added a loss.
And then
Proto. Perfect.
Lil Smurf 2-0'd Proto.
Holy crap. So now Sitting Ducks move up to 5-3. Anti's 5-3. He's 11-10. He's 11-8. So Unknown Abstracts are still above the Sitting Ducks just because of the differential. So that's something to watch out for. Even though the head-to-head matchup is different, the differential is in Anti's favor. And oh my god. So yeah, Windows P2 is already eliminated though. So that might have just taken Proto out of it though, being 4-4.
Who does he play? Oh wait, it's interconference next. It's
Western.
So they can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to gain traction. If everyone wins, he might be out of it because of differential. Because he has a 9-8 differential, where Bhanny has a better differential, and Dragapults have one less. All right, you know what? Oh wait, no, his differential's worse now. So yeah, I think KD and Silver and Bhanny all have a better differential than him. So it could still happen, but it's a long shot, man. It makes next week a must win. Next week's a must
Yeah.
win for everyone, I feel like. But and then shout out everyone who's eliminated with me. And shout out you again for clinching, man. I'm so proud of you. 6-2 record, you should be fucking proud of yourself. That's awesome, man.
It's a good feeling to not have to worry about the first round. That's for sure.
And can I just point out something I just noticed? You beat everyone in the East. Your only 2 losses are to the West. Do you think you're going to lose this week and follow that trend?
Uh, I am gonna break my 0-2 curse of the West this week. You heard it here first.
You heard it here
To
first. So,
to nobody's surprise, I'm picking myself.
so yeah, I really hope you get a win against whoever you play. I think it's Tank, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Tank.
Tank.
Yeah, it's a crazy matchup.
Yeah, because I want to see you get that 7-2 record. I want to see you win one game in the interconference because that's a crazy stat that the first place team has not beat a West Coast team. That's actually kind of
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy too. Like the two games I lost it in game 3 at like the final 2 turns too. So it's like even though I lost both of them, it's like
Keep your
I
head up.
feel a little better in the sense that I got a win, and if I played a little better, I made some misplays. It was there for me to win. It's not like my prep was so bad that I got blown off the field or something.
Yeah, and that always makes you feel a little bit better. So
Yeah.
congrats again, man. And let's check out the West now. So the West, we got Vegas Bikinis in the Tornadus clutching. And then, oh God, all the 5-3 teams. I feel so bad. I wish one of you guys was in the East. Oh God, it's rough.
The one that sticks out to me here is oh wait, it's lagging on me.
Oh shit.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
All right.
The, the, the thing that sticks out to me is you see a player like Jade. The last 2 seasons, he was either getting a first round bye or fighting for it. And you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5-3 teams. You see the level of competition that's just going up this season.
So
Where
much.
Jade could usually, he gets his wins, he comes in and out, he cruises along, and he's getting either a first round bye or right there for it. And he's played pretty well this year, and he's fighting crazy. The West. I'm so happy I'm in the East. I'm so happy. I don't got to be stressing about this, man. It's a stressful thing. And how about Yama? Dude, Yama was #1 in the power rankings, flying high 5 in a row.
Yeah, 5-game winning streak,
He,
I believe it was.
he loses one, and right now he's out of the playoffs. If the playoffs started today,
And the differential is huge, man. You got to win those games 2-0 when you win. You can't let them go to game 3 for the just because of this reason. The differential is so huge. Oh God, this is
yeah.
a crazy
So
season.
Yama has to 2-0, and
He needs
see, I don't.
Jax to lose.
So I don't even know how that works because if Jax loses 2-0 and he wins 2-0, they both have the same. Oh no, their East-West differential would be different because they're playing the East this week if he loses. So never mind, that makes sense.
Okay,
Because it would go to the East-West of
differential,
your
the interdivision.
differential.
Holy
Yeah.
moly, there's so many tiebreakers and intricate things that could happen still.
Snom brought up a good point too. He just said 5 teams were eliminated this week officially.
Yeah, that's huge. I didn't realize that 5 teams were eliminated officially this week. We should have brought that up in the matches. I should have made a note of that, but that's crazy. Holy moly. And Tank was one of them who started 3-0, I believe. I think Tank started 3-0.
Yeah, yeah, I think he did too. He
Oh
was
God.
3-0.
So yeah, these draft leagues are freaking crazy, man. You never know what's going to happen next. And speaking of what's happening next, we got the week 9 matches and the predictions for the final week of the season. Oh, wow. Is there a way to make this a little bigger? Yeah, buddy. Let me take up more of the screen with that. And the first match, we got Smurf versus Alpaca.
Oh man.
This is a huge one for both of them. Neither one wants to have a losing record, but right now they both do. So right now, both of them just want to, what's it called? Get out of this next season. I mean, get out of this season and go on to the next season with a win under their belt. So, this is a hard one. Smurfs now 3-5. And wait,
I think this is a battle of the trick rumors here. I mean, you see Dusclops there, and then you see the P2 and the Jellicent.
And the Gigalith too.
And the Gigalith versus the Glass Trier.
Oh, I'm picking Smurf.
You're picking Smurf. I'm picking Alpaca.
Let's go.
Alpaca. I think Alpaca's after last week. I don't think he's gonna run water spout on his Jellicent again after last week. poor Alpaca.
Oh God, man. Yeah, I like this momentum Smurf's been building. So I think that's why I'm going with him. He's making a run at the end of the season. And I hate to see it be against Alpaca, but I think it's going to be against Alpaca. And Smurf's going to continue his little win streak he's building.
Yeah, that's very fair. Smurf's a great player.
And I hope we see Licky Licky make an appearance on Alpaca's side. And then who? Amorotis and Toxapeck on Smurf's side. And Drake is... Oh, wait. Drake Assault's been... I guess I took old screenshots. Sorry, I took old screenshots. All right.
Next. Hold on a second, Tom. I need to step out for a sec.
All good. All right, next match, we got Caleb versus Fox. Again, we briefly touched upon this one earlier. I think if Fox loses, it's going to be the upset of the century, just because he's been so dominant this season. He really, oh God, he's been so dominant this season. Did I cut off? Oh, I cut off the bottom Pokemon on each of their rosters. I'll cover up their things for now, but oh well. But yeah, I think I got to go with Fox. Fox is an easy pick here. I really hope Caleb upsets the world and is able to come back and beat Fox to bring his record to 2-7 and to bring Fox's record to 7-2. I mean 6-3. Because Fox already clinched the playoff spot, so we don't need to see the rich get richer. Fox is probably going to win though. Yeah, I can't bet against him. I really can't. So shout out both these guys. Shout out Caleb. I'm rooting for you though.
I'm back, Tom. Sorry.
Awesome. Wait, so who do you got in Caleb versus Fox?
Man, I'm going Caleb.
Let's go.
Got this. Caleb has got this. I'm looking at the teams. Fox has no shot. Not even a chance. I'm not even looking at the matchups. You know what I'm looking at? I'm seeing this big, heavy weight that's on his shoulders called the curse.
The curse of the power rankings.
The curse. The power rankings curse. Caleb is going to take this.
I hope you're right. I really hope Caleb wins. But I can't pick against Fox. They don't call it a curse for anything. You're right, Professor Oak VGC. You're 100% right. All right, the next match. I don't know what happened to my screen. It got all wonky on these PowerPoints, but Jolt versus Jax. Both of them 5-3. Both of them freaking vying for their playoff spots. Both of them need a win here. Oh, and I got to pick Jolt because I told Jolt I wouldn't pick against him anymore if he won a game, and he won that game. But if I'm being honest, I think Jax is going to win because Jax is on a hell of a win streak, and he's been playing his ass off, and I think Jax has momentum on his side.
After hearing you read Jax's write-up, he's kind of going at it pretty, scientifically, like the way, and I respect that.
He ain't no joke.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the differentials too. It's really close with their teams.
Both these guys need a win.
The crazy thing I'm really looking at, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. His Cinderace kind of blows up a lot of things on his team. The only check he's gonna have to worry about is Blastoise. I think if he checks the Blastoise, I think Jax has yeah.
You started breaking up there, and I started getting... Let me try to mute all the Discords I got open.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, dude, I think because when I mute them...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you now. Because when I start getting messages, is when it starts messing up the phone audio. But yeah,
Okay.
wait. So who did you pick?
I'm going Jax.
Honestly, I would pick Jax if I didn't make that promise to Jolt that I wouldn't pick against him. So shout out. I feel like
Jax.
that's being a middleman, but I gotta pick Jolt. But I think Jax is gonna win.
Jax just said he's on a 4-game win streak, so shout out Jax.
Shout out you, man, because that's awesome. That really is awesome, and that means he started 1-3. So
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
never over. Your season is never over till it's over. Keep your head up. Keep battling until it's over, man. And shout out both these logos. I love both the logos in this matchup. All right, next match. We got another crucial one for the playoffs. We got Bhanny versus Yama, and I'm gonna let you take this one first.
Yeah. I like Yama a lot. I like his energy when he's streaming. He's real upbeat.
Yep.
And I feel bad picking against him because he's had such a run. But I'm gonna go with Bhanny on this one, man. He could down with the weather because he also has a very fierce weather. He's got Torkoal and Venu, which all he has to do is bring in Torkoal, and Torkoal's slower than Pelipper, meaning he sets whatever weather he wants if he wants to bring weather in.
And if
Because
they both
Torkoal's much
switch
slower
in,
than Pelipper. Yeah, so and even if they both lead, you know what I mean? But he probably would never have I think he could really take advantage of that. I mean, he's a great player, but I think Bhanny's on a mission here. He started out really bad. He made some changes, and I think he's going to take it.
I'm picking Yama. I'm going Yama in this one.
Let's go.
We've picked against each other in every game so far, in all 4 games.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's how close every match is going to be, I believe. I think they literally all of them could go either way. And this is awesome. This is so awesome that literally I just realized that I have 8 names down in 4 matches. And yeah, Yama has a sand too, but I
Yeah.
think the Torkoal trumps both weathers. But the Torkoal on Bhanny's side really does. But I think Yama is here to prove something, and I think Yama's going to make the standings in the West even harder. I think everyone in the West is going to win, and it's going to be even harder on the standings. And someone with a 6-3 record might potentially be left out.
That's going to be insane.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. But that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting chaos and confusion, and a 4-5 team might slip into the playoffs in the East, when a 6-3 team might get eliminated in the West. So holy fucking shit, man. Fuck. Next one, we got Koji versus Jade. Koji kicked my ass, but I gotta pick Jade in this one.
I'm looking at the teams, and the Terrakion and the Whimsicott and the Zard. But then you look, I mean, I really like Koji's cores, though. I mean, he's got the Sand Core, he's got Incin.
The
I think,
Latios.
like, yeah, on paper, like, I think it's, like, a really, really close matchup-wise. But I think it's going to come down to, like, the tech they're bringing that week. You know, sometimes somebody has a bad matchup, and you're like, shit, I'm already in the hole.
Yeah.
Each other. I'm gonna go with Koji this week.
Let's go.
I think he's gonna finish the season strong. I know he says he doesn't. He's so ready to move on with his team. He wants to draft a new team. It's just his first draft league. He said he's learned a lot, and I think he has. I think he's gonna end the season on a strong note. And I'm going with Koji.
So that would essentially eliminate Jade from the playoffs. He would be the 7th man out of this top 6.
Oh, that's gonna be some chaos.
Dude, every match matters, man. Every match this week matters. Shout out each and every competitor. You guys are all awesome, man. And on to the next match, we got me versus Tyros. And this does not have any playoff implications, sadly. We thought it would at the beginning of the season. But I'm picking me, of course. I think I'm going to win. And I'm going to try to end with a 3-6 record instead of a 2-7 record. And that's all I can do at this point. I'm going to keep my head up. And I love my roster, even though I didn't do well with it. And I think it all just a roll of the dice of preparation, and what you put in is what you get out. I didn't put enough in this season, so it is what it is. I'm looking to get the win and come back strong next season like Koji.
It's funny too. You look at like your differentials, the 6-14, 6-13. It's that close.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like both teams, and I think it's the same concept with the Koji and Jade match, where you both have some slow mode and you both have some fast mode, and they both could check each other.
It's
I
just
think
who
I'm going to
brings
go
what.
with you too. I'm going to go with you this week too. I think you'll take this one. You'll end the season on a high note.
Nice. So that's the first match we've picked the same. So the sixth match is the first one we picked the same person.
Still, shout out Tyros. He's the homie.
He's a
Shout
homie.
out Tyros.
Yeah, he couldn't make it tonight. He's doing a going away dinner. I told him, dude, don't apologize. You're doing a going away dinner.
Yeah,
You're moving to
dude.
Japan. Like, freaking awesome, incredible life move. So I'm so happy for him. And he's a busy
Yeah, for real.
motherfucker. So, yeah, dude, he's moving to Japan. That's so awesome. I told him enjoy his time there. Enjoy his time while he's here, too. And with
For
that
real.
being said, I hope I win this week. But on to the next one. We got Silver versus Andrew, which I think is going to be one of my favorite matches to watch this week. I think Silver's team, I the Rapid Strike Urshifu, the Cole, the Latias, the Rillaboom, they all scare me if I'm looking at if I'm on Silver's team. All those scare Pokemon scare me. So I think that Andrew has a better matchup, but I think Silver's proven that he's not messing around anymore, and he's very comfortable with his team right now. So I think I got to go Silver.
I'm gonna go Silver as well. I don't think he cares about Colossal as much because
The rain.
of rain. And I'd be curious to see what like some calcs would be like. Could say like a choice specs Kingdra in the rain just KO Urshi, or even just Dynamax Durant in the back, or like Snorlax or something. He might not even have to waste his Dynamax.
On King, yeah.
But also Andrew has proved he doesn't bring Cole every time. He did it against me. He baited me.
Yeah, that's true too.
Shenanigans. I'm expecting to see some shenanigans on Andrew. But I'm gonna go Silver this week.
Yeah,
He's so good. He's
so
so
good.
good at piloting the shadow tag and Perish trap stuff. It's so hard to play against.
And we've only seen it for 5 games now or 6 games now, so he hasn't been running it. You know, he's ran it majority of the season now, but still, it was a late pickup. So good for Silver for adjusting late after starting 0-3 or whatever he started and being able to be one of the better teams vying for a playoff spot right now. And he has one of the better logos in the league too.
It's a sick logo.
Sick logo. All right, and on to the next one. We got you, man. United versus Tank. And I think we're both.
No surprise. I'm going to go with me on there. I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, I'm picking you too. And it's nothing against Tank. It's just your team is strong, man. Your team is strong. It's a scary team to match up against. So is Tank's. Tank, you guys both have the Alakazam and Deity combo. You guys both have wait, no, you don't have any of the same Pokemon other than that. But it's like a scary team to match up against, man, because the Pheromosa speed swap shenanigans with the Melodic we just saw is not something you want to see. The Obstagoon support is not something Tank wants to see. So there's a lot of things you guys have both shown this season that is gonna mess up the other one. And is Tyros playing next draft? I hope Tyros is playing. He said he's gonna try to get a VPN and play. But god damn, this is gonna be a rough. I don't think this is gonna be a fun match for either of you. I think both of you are gonna be like, whoa, this was a tough one. That's my predictions going into it.
And I'm definitely not underestimating Tank. Even though I clinched a playoff spot and I clinched a bye, I'm not gonna mail it in this week. You look at Tank's record; it's 3 and close to being at zero differential, meaning he takes all his games, most of his games, to the end. You think it's going 3 games?
I think it's going 3 games, man. And Tank, I gotta say, he's one of the teams that's better than his record. Because he's just gotten some unlucky roll of the dice in a couple of weeks. and that could have changed everything for his season. He could easily be 5-3 or 6-3 right now, and I could confidently say that about him, and not many other people that are a losing record right now. It's just all the roll of the dice, and he's in the tough Western Conference too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be a fun match for the viewers. I don't think it's gonna be a fun match for you or him, but
at least I don't have to worry about the play. I mean, I
what's
this
up?
one and have some fun with it at least. I said I can go a
Exactly,
little crazy with this one.
exactly. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
And then the next match, we got KD versus Snom. Again, an important match for both these teams' playoff hopes. Well, actually, no. Snom just wants the first seed though. If he wins, he has a chance at the first seed, I believe. So Snom really wants to win. KD wants to win because I believe if he wins, he's in. Both of these rosters are scary, and I'll let you pick first.
Yeah. I told you a little bit ago when we were just talking before the stream. When you were talking about that, I might have possibly clinched a playoff berth and a bye. I was like, yeah, I remember talking to Snom about week 3, and I was DMing with him, and I said, I think it's gonna be me and you in the finals. And I think Snom's going to just continue to keep rolling on. It's the crazy thing about Snom's team is it's the same sense of with you and Cole is he brings Reggie Gigas and Weezing in previous screen, and half the time he doesn't even need to bring it because he drafted and constructed his team so strong, not even just leaning on that core where he has so many other strong cores
Yep.
that you prep maybe hard for one, and then he just kills you with the other one that you don't even see coming.
Yep.
It's such a smart strategy, and it's so hard to play against. And I think that's why he's done so well. He's drafted so smartly and constructed his team so well. I'm going Snob this week.
Yeah, I don't think you can pick against Snom after what he's shown recently. And then he's been loving the Mudsdale own tempo swagger with the Tornadus too. It's just like, dude, that's an awesome strategy. Like that's so much fun to
So
watch.
cool.
And he got his Mudsdale to +6 in both the games, so it's reliable too. So,
Yeah.
oh god, I hate to say it, KD, you're gonna need some luck to get into the playoffs because I think Snom's got this week, man. Sorry, but Snom's just like crushing it recently, and I can't pick against him the way he's been playing. And next match, we got 17 versus Pops. And then 17 just won 2-0.
I'm gonna go Pops on this one. Even though 17 just proved, he just beat a really good player in anti this week, and he 2-0'd him. This week is crucial. Pops needs to win this week
For real.
more than any week before. It's not about power rankings. It's not about it's about making the playoffs. And I know Pops is going to put the work in because when he puts the work in, he does really well. And I know he knows how important this one is. I think he's going to rise up to the occasion on this one. And I think it's going to be close. I think it's just going 3 games because
That'd
17
be
is really
awesome.
good too.
That'd be awesome.
I think Pops is gonna win here though.
I agree with everything you said. I couldn't have said it better myself. And it's just one of those things where 17 has a great roster, but we've seen Pops use his roster like magnificently this year. And I can't pick against a dude when his back's against the wall. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
God, this is going to be a great week of matches. And the next match, we got Proto, who's 4-4 now. Yeah, 4-4 against Bananers, who is 5-3, and 13-8 with one of the better differentials, man. Oh God, like I think Bananers got this one. I think Bananers has shown he's no joke. Like you can't sleep on the kid, and he's not here to play around. He's here to try to win this whole thing. And the Clefairy's hard to prep against, man. The Clefairy makes everything hard. So I think Bananers got this one, man.
I'm gonna go with Bananas as well. I mean, he just beat Pops last week, and I've seen what Proto's bringing to the table, and he's a very good player. But I think some of the checks on Bananers team compared to
Exactly.
I don't want. I'm not gonna like start throwing stuff out, but I like if I'm
I
when I
throw
look at
stuff out there
the two
just
team constructions, I kind of put myself in whose shoes I would rather be in. Looking at the constructions, and I would rather be in Banana's shoes on this matchup. I like the way he's up against his.
and Proto has a fun roster. Shout out Otter for the roster construction, and shout out Proto for taking it over when Otter had to bow out. But like, it's a good freaking roster too, and Banana still has the advantage, which is so impressive the way he built his roster too. So shout out both these guys, and I think this is going to be a great match too. And the
Yeah, this
next,
is going to be a close one.
the final match of the final week, we got Anti Arceus. So wait, now Anti is 5-3, right?
Yeah, 5-3 now.
11-8. Oh wow. I think I'm going Arceus.
Let's go.
Yeah, are you picking Arceus too?
Yeah, so I think I think he's going to take this one. I'm really happy for him.
After
He
starting the
had a
way he
couple.
did, I am too.
He started out 0-5, man, and he was a new play. He was his first year in the league, first season in the league, and nobody really. I don't know how he got invited to the league, but I don't think he knew many players, and we were able to link up week one, and immediately when I started to see it, like the brilliance, the stuff he brings to the table, and each week he was losing. I'm like,
Keep your head up, right?
happening. Dude, and now he's rolling right now. He's going to keep this rolling. He's going to finish the season on a 4-0, four straight game win.
And that's something to be really proud of.
And that momentum you can keep going into next season.
And yeah, that's something you want to build on. Momentum is huge in Pokemon. So shout out Anti for being an awesome competitor this year, and I hope he wins for his sake to go 6-3 and end with a great record. But I don't think Arceus is going to make this easy on him. Did I lose you? Oh no.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were. I just let you go. No. Yeah. He will be prepared. I'll just say that.
Let's go. All right. And next, we got the power rankings. They are delayed. So instead of the power rankings, we got something fun that Arceus actually put together. So I'm glad Arceus was the last match. And I want to say thank you for him because he put together the Western Conference playoff, I guess not predictions, but scenarios. So first, we got Fox. Fox's best case scenario is he could be first place with a 7-2 differential with a plus 7-2 record and a +9 differential. The worst case is he's 6, so he clinched that playoff spot with 6-3 with a +5. So he's guaranteed first place with a win, 2-0 or 2-1, and he's guaranteed first place with a loss of 1-2. So that's crazy to see right off the bat. Holy shit.
So the crazy thing, I mean, we talked about how crazy, but it's crazy that all the wild stuff that happened. It's the same old story with Fox, where just steady as he goes. He's managed through all of it, and he's sitting at the top of the West, like always.
Always.
And that's not a bad like. He's 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 going to be there every year, every season. You look at the top of the standings, and Fox, the West runs through Fox.
Yeah, if you want to win in the West, you got to go through Fox.
Straight up.
Oh, God. And next, we got someone who wants to win the West, and they got to go through Fox, and that's Snom. He's the best case scenario. He could get first place with a +8 differential. He's guaranteed second with a win of a 2-1 or 2-0 win. So that's awesome. You know, if he wins and Fox loses, that's when he gets first. And then he's one of those players that's already clinched a 6th place lead with a +4 differential and guaranteed 5th place with a 1-2 loss. So as long as he doesn't get swept, he stays out of 6, which is crazy.
I think he'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Or not get swept.
I think he'll be in
We don't.
contention for that first place.
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have. We already said a lot about the stuff about Snom, and from what we said, I think he'll be able to not get swept for sure.
You never know, man. Anyone can win any week in this crazy game we call Pokemon.
That is true.
Yeah. Next, we got Pops, who has way more scenarios. Oh God. All right. So Pops, his best case is 6-3. Worst case is out of the playoffs at 7th place. And then this note: as of right now, the X Division tiebreaker against Bananers should the result of their last match be identical. So he has a tiebreaker against Bananers if their record's identical. He makes the playoff with a win.
He doesn't. Bananers holds the tiebreaker because Bananers just beat him last week.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It's the opposite. So Pops has really had the deck stacked against him right now.
Well, at least he's guaranteed third with a 2-0 victory, and he's guaranteed fourth with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah.
But
so basically, win and you're in is got to be his mantra this week.
And he makes the playoffs if he wins, or with one or more loss from Jade, Jax, Yama, or if they and Bananers lose their last match with the same and different. There's so many scenarios for Pops. You love to see it going down. Oh, sorry. You love to see it going down like this on the last week, how so many different things can happen. And I hope for his sake he makes the playoffs, because being 5-4 with a +3 differential and being 7th place is going to be brutal for someone. But someone has to be left out right now. And it sucks.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for everyone in the West right now that has to go through that. And next, we got Bananers. So his best place... Wait, he could still get first place if Snom and Fox lose.
That is insane.
This kid's awesome. This is... Oh, my God. Yeah. And then worst case, 7th place with a 5-4 +3 differential. Again, he's guaranteed 4th with a 2-0 win. He's guaranteed 5th with a 2-1 win. Holy shit, man. This is so close. And then he makes the playoffs with a win or one or more loss from Jade, Jax, Yama, or with one round win and a Pops 0-2 loss. So if he wins, if he loses 1-2 and Pops loses 0-2, he would still make it because of the tiebreaker.
Yes. Wow. Dude, that's like that. It really shows how close the West is, because for a long part of the season, the West was kind of dominated with Pops at the top, and then it was Fox and Snom for a little bit.
Oh,
and
now
it's like, and now it's the last week, and if Pops doesn't win, he has a chance to maybe not even make the playoffs after dominating for so long, which is crazy. It's the West has been that good and kept up with it, which is crazy.
So crazy. Holy shit, man. And the next team we got Jade, who again is one of the best competitors, and he could still win first place. It looks like if Fox, Snom, and Bananers all lose. And then his worst case is 7th place with a 5-4 +2 differential. So he needs to win, or one or more loss from Jax and Yama. Guaranteed 5th place with 2-0 or 2-1 victory. So right now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys we talked about. Here's the 6. We got Jax. Oh, I wonder what Yama's playoff probability is, but he probably needs a lot to happen. Best case is 2nd place for Jax, which is crazy. And X differential tiebreaker against Snom. Worst is 7th place, 5-4 with a neutral. Makes the playoff with a win or a loss from Yama. And then, oh yeah, dude. So this is a crazy freaking year, man.
When the wild thing is too is like all the teams you just named, practically all of them could win. They could all win 2-0.
And then it's just the exact same standings that we got right now.
Which is insane that you would, like, if they all do. Obviously, I don't think that's gonna, like, it could happen, but that's really, really far-fetched.
So if the top 7 teams all win, yeah, Yama needs someone to lose. Yama needs Jax, Jade, Pops, or Bananers to lose for him to get any chance of sneaking in. But there's a chance they all win.
East has got to step it up this week. We've been getting manhandled these last two interconference. We're getting bullied over here.
They're
We gotta
15 and
step it
9.
up.
Yeah, they're +6 against us. And then the same way Arceus did it for the East, I saw Jolt did it in general for the West. I mean, Arceus did it for the West. I saw Jolt do it in general for the East. So I want to shout out Jolt for this because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players that are still alive. But now the anti-17 Proto matches probably change a little bit. But I love the percentage of making the playoffs. You're the only one with 100%. Oh, wow, man. This is awesome. Everything's so close. I don't know how to read this one as well as Arceus's, but I just figured I'd include it when he did it because he put some hard work into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that it's the same concept of Silver went on that huge tear.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's crazy. It's like, but we had less games this season by a few, but it just makes each win or loss, even round differential, matter so.
Yeah, we had 11 weeks last season, and it felt a lot longer than the 9 weeks this season.
I agree. It's crazy. It's like it's really shitty. Like there's gonna be one player that wins and plays really well, and they're not gonna make it by like an odd game differential or a tiebreaker, and it's like that player's going to be looking back. They're going to look through their old videos and they're look at like a week before, and it's like, shit, if I didn't do this, I would have maybe not got 2-0'd, and I could have forced a game 3, and that would have maybe pushed me. I would have pushed me ahead. You're going to start thinking back on those little tiny plays, and that's every single match inside the game matters at this point when it's so few compared to the last couple seasons of having like 12 or 11. I think it was 11 and
It was
12
11.
weeks.
It was 11 season 2. I'm not sure about season 1. I was not in season 1.
Season 1 might have been 10. It was 10 or 12. I think it might have been 12 because we played everybody.
Okay, yeah. So season 2, that's why it was 10 originally, and we added an 11th, so all 12 of us could play the other 11 people.
Okay.
But it was this was a fun freaking season. Can't believe we're already down to week 9. And good luck to everyone in the final week of the regular season. This was so much fun. I had a blast participating. Yeah, like, holy crap.
Snom, thanks for having me on, Tom. I appreciate it.
Dude, I want to have you on every week. I want to have everyone on every week. But I thank you so much for stepping up and doing this because this is a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of it. I love watching all the matches, but it is very time consuming. So I appreciate you taking the time to do that and helping me out with this because this is a lot of fun. Thank you, all 9 people that are watching. We got up to 18 at one point. That's awesome. So, like, appreciate each and every one of you, everyone in the chat, everyone who watched this, everyone who will watch this in the future. If you got up to this point, thank you so much. And Snom, yeah, I'm down to do Mario Party. I just got to take a quick break after this. Just give me a little bit. I'll stream Mario Party too. Fuck yeah, can't wait to play Mario Party now. But dude, thank you so much again for hopping on. And yeah, next year I want to have you on the recap every year. I want to get like a solid crew who's down to do it every week. You know, maybe 2 to 3 people.
I'm down.
Yeah, so we got to find a solid crew because then all of us don't have to watch every match. We could delegate and be like, I'll watch these 3 or 4. You watch these 3 or 4. You watch these 3 or 4. You know, and we'll try to do it that way. So it's not everyone biting off a lot, but it's been a hell of a season. It's been a hell of a lot of fun for me at least. And I think for everyone that participated, they could say the same thing. So thank each and every one of you. Shout out. I want to have everyone on a coach's interview too. So if you're still watching this, me and Tyros are going to try to schedule those before he goes. I got to talk to him to see if I could take over and start doing those on my own. Maybe find someone to fill in for him while he's moving and going to Japan. But I want to interview each and every one of you, get to know you guys each a little better. And yeah, that's it for the Champions Path draft recap. Again, thank you all so much. So I'm gonna end the stream here. And United, you got any last words?
No, just it's been a great season, and
sorry I coughed over you.
No, you're good. I just said it's been a great season, and it's not over yet. We got this last week, and then that's when the fun really starts. playoff time. It's almost here. Almost here. Let's go.
And Jack said he's in to do the recaps next year, so that'd be awesome, Jax. I'd
Awesome.
love. Awesome. So yeah, I'll be talking to you. Or are you in for Mario or the recaps? I don't know. Maybe I just confused him saying he's down to play Mario Party for him volunteering to do a recap video with me every week. That's like very time consuming. But I don't know. Oh, nice. The Giants and the Mets one. Oh, I just accidentally said something in the chat, picking up my phone too. But yo, so